Education is a fundamental pillar of society, shaping the minds and futures of individuals. The education system plays a critical role in preparing students for the challenges of the future and providing them with the necessary skills and knowledge to live successful lives. However, it is not without its flaws and controversies. The issue of education system reform sparks heated debates around the world. On one side, proponents argue that reform is necessary to improve the quality of education and address the changing needs of students in the modern era. On the other side, opponents counter that reform may lead to unintended consequences and undermine the existing strengths of the education system. Proponents of education system reform advocate for changes that aim to enhance the quality of education. They argue that the current system, developed in a different era, fails to adequately prepare students for the demands of the modern world. These advocates believe that a more student-centered approach is needed, focusing on personalized learning experiences tailored to individual strengths and interests. By adopting innovative teaching methods and leveraging technology, reform proponents contend that students will be better equipped to navigate the complexities of the 21st century. Opponents of education system reform express concerns about the potential drawbacks and unintended consequences of drastic changes. They argue that the current system, despite its imperfections, has proven to be effective in many ways. Critics highlight the importance of foundational knowledge and traditional teaching methods, asserting that they provide a solid basis for students to build upon. They caution that an overemphasis on technology and individualized learning may undermine the development of critical thinking skills and hinder the cultivation of well-rounded education. One of the key arguments in favor of education system reform is the need to address the growing inequality within the education system. Proponents argue that a one-size-fits-all approach fails to provide equal opportunities for all students, particularly those from disadvantaged backgrounds. They advocate for policies that promote inclusivity, equity, and access to quality education. By bridging the gap between privileged and marginalized students, education system reform aims to level the playing field and create a more just society. Opponents of education system reform argue that focusing on equality may come at the expense of excellence. They contend that striving for equal outcomes disregards individual abilities and efforts, potentially lowering educational standards. Critics caution that a sole focus on ensuring equal opportunities may shift the emphasis away from merit-based achievements and diminish the motivation for students to excel. They advocate for maintaining high educational standards that reward hard work and foster a competitive environment. Another point raised by proponents of education system reform is the need to adapt the curriculum to reflect a rapidly changing world. They contend that traditional subjects alone may not adequately prepare students for the emerging challenges and career opportunities. Proponents argue for the integration of practical skills, critical thinking, problem solving, and digital literacy into the curriculum. By equipping students with these essential skills, reform can ensure they are ready to face the complexities of the modern job market. Opponents of education system reform caution against neglecting the importance of traditional subjects and foundational knowledge. They argue that while practical skills are valuable, a strong foundation in core subjects such as mathematics, literature, and history is crucial for intellectual development. Knowing critics assert that an overemphasis on practical skills may result in a narrow education that fails to provide a comprehensive understanding of the world. They advocate for a balanced approach that incorporates both practical and academic subjects. In conclusion, the debate surrounding education system reform is multifaceted and complex. Proponents argue for changes that prioritize personalized learning, inclusivity, and skills relevant to the modern world. Finding a balance between innovation and tradition is crucial in ensuring an education system that prepares students for the future while preserving the strengths of the present. Ultimately, the aim should be to provide a quality education that equips students with the necessary tools to thrive in an ever-changing world.